Hello everybody, welcome back to Life Stories. My name is Trent and I hope you're doing awesome as always. As you may have guessed, we're taking a look at more stories today from Reddit/idontworkherelady. So, let's get started. Our first story is titled, Threaten Me Because You Called the Wrong Place? Have some jail time. I posted this as a reply on someone else's thread, so I omitted several details and a good portion of the conversation to shorten it. After several suggestions, I decided to post it here and add more details and conversation, which has made it quite a bit bigger. It happened before caller ID was standard on phone lines, and I was a lot more long-suffering back then. Otherwise, I would have just hung up when she tried calling again. Also, this was over 20 years ago, so the conversation isn't exact. My work number is a digit off from the local Chuck E. Cheese's. Ours is XXYY, theirs is XYYY. We're an industrial supply company and don't even have a public entrance. We always answer, "Thank you for calling, company name. How may I assist you today?" Most of the time, people understand when we tell them our number and the number they're trying to reach. Sometimes they'll double check with, "Are you sure this isn't the right number?" I did have one idiot that quote-unquote knew we were lying because she was using the redial button, and it always dials the right number. She gave up after the 5th call. One time, though, a lady insisted on talking to a manager. I pick up the phone. "Thank you for calling." I get cut off. "Put me on with your manager, now." "I am the manager. How can I help?" "We were just there a few minutes ago and were turned away because we didn't have a reservation. What are you going to do about it? I want a refund plus $50 for wasting my time." Me, realizing she's trying to reach Chuck E. Cheese. "Are you trying to—" "I'm trying," you can actually hear her eyes rolling, "to get a refund plus $50. All of you restaurant workers are idiots." "Ma'am, if you don't stop interrupting me, I can't—" "Excuse me? You do not get to tell a customer what to do." This was followed up by a long, profanity-laced Karen rant of how rude I am and that I wouldn't be working in food service anymore. "I'm the customer and you are trying to interrupt me? I don't think so." At this point, I hang up, only to have her call back 5 seconds later. I say, "Thank you for—" Again, I get cut off. Karen, now screaming so loud that the speaker was crackling, "You did not just hang up on me. I'm coming down with my husband and brother to take care of you personally. I hope your insurance is paid up." Oh, physical threats? Game time. I put on a fake crying voice. "No, please, I'll do whatever you want." "Give me your name now." "My last name is Soul, first name Richie. Just please, don't hurt me." "Oh, I won't hurt you. I can't control my husband and brother, though." Me, still fake crying. "Please, no, I need this job and I can't work around kids with a black eye." "Well, you should have thought about that before disrespecting me. A black eye will be the least of your problems." "Sorry, I didn't mean to do so. Please, can we just forget this? I can leave the refund at the counter so you don't even have to see me." "Nope, you made your bed. Now you get to lie in it. Maybe you'll remember this beating when you think about being disrespectful to another customer. Also, I want it in cash." Throughout this entire exchange, she never once gave me her name, so I had to ask, "Just let me get your name for the paperwork." Her, now screaming, "Let me? Did you seriously just try to tell me what to do? Have you learned nothing yet?" This was followed by another long rant about how people working in public businesses are worth less than something you scrape off your shoes. "I will have your job for this disrespect." "Please, forgive me. I meant no disrespect." "No, I'm not giving you my name. You'll know me when we get there, you little weasel. We'll be there in 30 minutes. Get ready to clock out and get your affairs in order." She slams the phone down. I called the manager, who was on a first-name basis because we were constantly getting calls for another at Chuck E. Cheese, and told her to expect 3 people who will demand and possibly get physical to talk to a Richie Soul. She laughed and said, "That's a good one, but you missed the most obvious fake name for our establishment, Charles Formaggio. Anyway, I know who you're talking about. I'll have the cops waiting for her. Thanks." An hour later, I got a call from the manager, laughing her head off because the lady was in there yelling about wanting to talk to some Richie Soul and screaming that some Richie Soul owes her money. The police were there and arrested her and the 2 men with her on outstanding warrants of illegal possessions of a firearm. Edit. I realized last night that some people may not be familiar with Chuck E. Cheese. It's a pizza place with an arcade and an animatronic band, mainly for kids to celebrate birthdays. They require a non-refundable deposit to reserve their party rooms. Apparently, this lady thought she had a reservation, was denied, and felt she was owed her deposit back, plus something extra. Also, regarding the illegal possession of a firearm. In my state, a person doesn't need to have a firearm. They had a pretty loose description that included BB guns then, on their person, to be charged. They only have to have one easily accessible, like in their car, and a felony warrant or conviction or parole. It's only conjecture that they had a gun in the restaurant, and I didn't ask. Well, that's the end of the story, and all I can say is I'm glad they didn't bring a gun into a Chuck E. Cheese. That's the last thing I'd want at my birthday, I'll tell you that. Moving on, our next story is titled, I'm Just a Delivery Worker. I Don't Work Here. This is my first post ever, besides commenting, and I'm on mobile. This was about a little over a year ago, and I worked for a delivery company that delivered pop or soda, depending on where you're from. What I did was went to Walmart with the delivery driver and helped stock the shelves, as Walmart didn't stock their own shelves. As they felt, it was our responsibility to do it for them, even when it's been hours after our delivery. But one day, I was filling a shelf with a 24-pack and heard someone behind me call out, "Sir." So I crawl out from the shelf to see who it was, and this is when I got into a run-in with this one gentleman that looked to be in his late 20s or early 30s. This was over a year ago, and I don't remember word for word what was said, so here's my best attempt at remembering what happened. Also, before anyone asks, our uniform was a blue and white top with our logo, plus a blue hat with our logo, and dark blue cargo pants, with the option of being allowed to wear black cargo shorts if we want to. Our cast is me, and Sir, the person asking me the question. Hey, can I get some help? Yes, can I help you? Where can I find this soap called... I don't remember the name, but it sounded as if it was something very fancy. Oh, the soap stuff would be on the other side of the store in that direction. I pointed to where it would be. Before I go any further, our rule was to help customers as much as we can to make ourselves look good to the customers. But we are not supposed to leave our aisle, as it could slow us down, as we had other stores to work at. Could you show me? I'm sorry, I can't, as I need to get my work done, and I've never heard of that soap name before. I could get an employee to show you if you'd like. Why can't you just show me? Isn't it your job, as you're working here? I was getting nervous, as I didn't expect him to get a little forceful with this, as it's obvious I work for another company with my shirt and hat showing my company's logo. I just work for a delivery company, and it shows it on my shirt. It's not my job to show people where something is that isn't our product, as I could get in trouble for walking away from my work area. Also, I don't know how much help I can be, as I've never heard of that soap before, but I can find a worker if you need it. It's not soap, it's a type of shampoo. I remember him calling it soap when he asked me the first time, which is why I called it soap. But, never mind, I'll go look for it myself, as you guys are of no use anyways. He ends up walking away, looking mad, but what could I do about it? I told him I didn't work there, and I even offered to find someone. I just continued with my work, and even told the other person who was working with me when they got back from the bathroom what had happened, and they just laughed. I guess it was just another day in retail for me. I mean, hey, if you look on the bright side, at least he didn't start screaming for a manager. Silver linings, I guess. Moving along, our next story is titled, No, You Can't Call Me In. I Don't Work For You Anymore. I used to work for a small family-owned restaurant. They were honestly awful. Their adult kids all worked for them too, and they were spoiled and very bossy, and of course, favored over all the non-related staff. I should have listened for the huge red flag at the interview, where they said that they go through a lot of staff, other than the kids, because everyone that they hire is stupid and doesn't last long. They treated me terribly, yelling at me for small things, making me do horrible gross jobs that no one else wants to do, and putting me down constantly. I even had several customers ask for the owner to tell them specifically how good my service was. They would brush it off and tell me the customer was wrong. One time, I called in sick because I was vomiting. I was told, "No, you're coming in. Sometimes we feel sick too, but we still make the effort." I was like, no, I will vomit. Pretty sure I can't be working in a food place tonight. They hung up on me. After 2 months, I'd had enough, and I quit. This was almost 2 years ago. A little while ago, I was just browsing some shops when I got a phone call from an unknown number. I had deleted the owner's contact info, so I had no idea it was her. The call went like this. Hello? Hello, OP. Can you work tonight? Sorry, who is this? This is your boss. I need you to work tonight. We're very busy. Is 6:30 okay? I don't work for you anymore. Yes, you do. You need to come in at 6:30. No, sorry. I resigned ages ago, and I'm not available anyway. Bye. I hung up, and she tried calling me back 3 times, then sent me a text that said, yes you are, 6:30. I blocked her number and went about my day. Well, that's a bit of a mic drop situation. Must have felt good, especially after they treated you so badly. Hope whatever job you have now is doing you better. And with that story out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, we are all out of time for today's episode. I want to thank you all so much once again for tuning in to another episode of Life Stories. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You know the drill, just to make sure that any of the episodes we got working for you don't get missed. My name is Trent, and I hope to see you guys soon.